All right. Hi, all. Okay, so I am going to explain your final project for anatomy and physiology to you here. And it's called What's in a Word. So I'm going to pop this up on my screen here, and we're just going to go through it together, and I can give you some more idea about what I am looking for as you start to prepare this. So give me 2 seconds to move some stuff around. And so let me just start. I'm going to read the instructions and then talk you through everything. So first, the background. I got this project or started this project a few years ago after I took the anatomy and physiology class from an instructor we used to have here at Rocker. So I have to give her credit, and her name is Dr. Lynn Drzezinski, and she's an amazing neuroanatomist and had taught at Rockers for a long time until she moved to Iowa, where she taught at a small school up there. So the background is, have you ever really stopped to think about what goes into saying words? And so we know from class that there's just a lot of muscle movements that are involved, a lot of muscles, a lot of brain stuff, like just things. So really what muscles are involved, which cranial nerves are activated, what all's going on there. And so this is your chance. So the instructions for you, you're going to create a nonsense word of more than 5 distinct sounds and that has at least 2 syllables. So I won't generate a word, but that's what I want you to do. And discuss how the word is produced by a human. Students may choose any language to base their word on, and as such, any sound system. But I want you to remember, you have to understand that sound system and be able to describe it. If you don't speak a second language, do not spend all of your time trying to generate a word out of a different language. I would just stick to a standard American English word. Students will discuss what body systems, articulators, muscles, cranial nerves, etc., are involved in producing their words. Additional information is included on our assignment sheet, which is down here. Let me do this. And the project is going to replace a traditional final exam. And so I want it to be nice and high quality. So you can use diagrams, pictures, videos, and all of that. And I'll talk you through this. So here are your sections. Your presentation can be a PowerPoint slide. You can do like I'm doing right now, where you Zoom video yourself or you make a YouTube of yourself presenting everything. It's kind of up to you. It can be a static PowerPoint slide with just the places where you have to produce your word kind of inserted into the PowerPoint. So again, totally up to you how you do it. And the reason for that is, when I think about classrooms and doing these kind of projects, I think about like there's a range of what people's skill sets are in producing these kind of projects. And so I don't want to limit you and say it has to be a PowerPoint or it has to be a video. You can decide what that looks like for yourself. So the first part, 25 points, I want you to create a word. So the word needs to be a nonsense word of more than 5 distinct sounds and or letters and has at least 2 syllables. An example of a real word that conforms to this structure is Rockhurst. So, and Rockhurst has 2 R's, but that's fine. And then I want you to record yourself saying the word so we know how it's produced. You can have, again, a video of yourself or a video of someone you know, or an audio of yourself if you just want to insert audio into a PowerPoint slide and put that into your presentation if you do a PowerPoint. There's also, what is it? Prezi is another one. I know Macs have, what is it? It's not Keynote. What is it called? Yeah, no, it's Keynote. It is called Keynote. So you can use that. Or if you are a person that likes to write papers, you can generate a Word document and write all this out and insert your audio into your Word document. PowerPoint is probably the easiest way to do it, but whatever. And you also can video the whole thing just as long as you present everything. Then I want you to define the word. So what does it mean? What part of speech is it? Is it a verb, a noun, an adjective? What's the derivation of the word? So where does it come from? Is it Latin based? Is it Germanic? Is it Asiatic? And so what does that mean? It doesn't mean that the word necessarily sounds Germanic or Latin or Asiatic. It just means that that's historically where the words come from. And what am I getting at with that is that I really want us to think about the part of the CASA for my speech paths and audiologists in the room that talk about your ability to have cultural competence and understand where things come from. And so what language is the word found in? If you choose something other than standard American English, and if you choose standard American English, put that down too. And again, I cannot stress how important it is. Don't spend all your time here because the big bulk of this is for you to like explain the anatomy. So I'd rather for you to do this part. This is kind of the fun part, I think, of it. But then make sure that you understand this part well enough that your heels aren't spinning here. And then I want you to make a sentence that uses your word appropriately for the part of speech that it is. And then just a quick little, has the meaning changed over time? So for example, does your word have any double meanings? So for example, sick as in ill and sick as in cool, what generation of people would be more likely to have this word in their lexicon? And lexicon is kind of their repertoire of words. And so again, this whole first section is to connect that anatomy and physiology does not stand alone or apart from cultural and linguistic diversity, from linguistics or language. It all fits together. So then we get to part two. And at this part, I want you to describe the word. So the anatomy and physiology and neurology of it. And this is where the big amount of points come from. So how is your word produced? What is the place of articulation? What is the manner of articulation? Is it voiced or voiceless sounds in the words or in this, like the actual sounds? We'll explore transcribing in class a little bit, and we've done a tiny bit of that. And we'll work on transcribing each of your words in chapters 4 through 5, which when we come back, I'm going to show you how to transcribe. So if you don't know how to transcribe yet, don't worry about it. We'll look at it together. And then discuss how each sound or letter in your word, not the sentence, is produced. So what articulators are used? What's the muscle origin, insertion, action, innervation that helps move each of these articulators? Describe the muscles. What are the points of origin and insertion for each muscle? What is the action of each muscle? What cranial nerve innervates each of these muscles? Describe these cranial nerves, and so on and so forth. So, and then part 3 is a reflection. So to bring in, where are you at Rockhurst University, which is a Jesuit school? I want you to answer this question. So why do speech language pathologists and audiologists need a solid foundation in anatomy and physiology, regardless of their area of practice? So what you're going to turn in, and I do say a PowerPoint presentation here, but if you don't want to do a PowerPoint and there's something else that you think fits better with what you want to present, you can do that. So you're going to create the PowerPoint presentation or keynote presentation. If you do a keynote, convert it to PowerPoint so that they can upload easier to Canvas. Or if you end up writing like a paper and you just have all this, just make sure the sections are clearly delineated out. And I will put this here, PowerPoint presentation, Word document, or keynote presentation. With the above information. So you don't have to create a whole video unless it's something that you really want to do and you want to talk this out if it's easier for you. So you're going to have a lot of flexibility. You just have to get the sections in there. And then if you do a like PowerPoint, each section should have its own slide. Each section, and I'll say for PowerPoint, Word document, or keynote should have its own slide. Okay, so I'm going to stop my share really quick. And then what I'm going to do is show you all how I might organize it if I was doing a PowerPoint. And what I'll do is I'll also send this to you. Oops, I'm going to do a couple of things. I'll also send this to you in on Canvas so you can see it. All right, let me reshare this. Okay. So I would do it like this. I would say, what's in a word? And I'd say by. So section 1, word creation. So here's how I would like map this out. And since I'm a little extra, I'm just gonna do it this way. Word creation. And then my first slide of word creation would be my word. And then I'm just gonna put my word here. Insert my created word here that conforms to the instructions. And then the next section would be recording how the word is produced. Oh, I can actually type how the word is pronounced. And you know what I could do here for y'all too? I'm gonna make notes with the actual instructions under each. So that way you have that too. So you'll have everything you need here to be able to do this. Okay. So I won't make you watch me type all of this out, but you'll have this. And then if you have any other questions, we can address it after we come back from the holiday. So let me stop share. So you'll get this here in just a little bit. Yep. That's what I'm going to do. So I'll send it to you via email or wall post in Canvas. All right, y'all. Hope this helps. Bye.